What is up, guys? Welcome to Puff Daddy Reef, and today this is kind of an impromptu video, off the cuff, holding it with my hand. Basically, I just got a package from Live Aquaria here, and while normally I'm pretty excited to get this package, last night when I heard it came in, I had two boxes. They had one of them right away, couldn't find the other one, so I thought maybe it didn't come in. I went back to check today, and what had happened, my apartment complex is usually really great. They'll even call me when my fish come in. It's really good. But this time we went to find the package, and we found this package in the refrigerator. That's right, someone did not read that it says live tropical fish. They put my fish in the refrigerator, and so I'm just hoping that they're okay. We're gonna open it up and see how it looks inside. It's really cold. Oh, those bags are so cold. I got some really cool fish, but this bag's completely blacked out, so I'm gonna have to open up this bag to actually see what's in there. But I gotta be very careful. If these fish are somehow alive and in like a cryo state, I gotta be so careful warming them up. Let's get these bags open. Ah, man. So I bought a pair of these Filefish, and I hope that they survive the night at 40 degrees in that freezer, but in that refrigerator, but I don't really think that's gonna be likely. Let's see if we can find them even. Just real slowly tilt it. Oh. It's not looking good. The fish is currently alive, it looks like, but its tail is bent. It's moving real slowly, so I don't know if he's on like reflex level, or maybe he's on, you know, a hibernation sort of thing. Maybe we can get him out back to it, but we're gonna have to warm him up really slowly. And this guy, just be real gentle. I don't see him. So there's hope. I don't see anyone drifting. There he is. And this guy looks like he's also swimming. He's looking a little better, but he definitely looks like he's struggling right now. So we're gonna have to warm this up really slowly. I'll bring it in closer so maybe you can see him. But he is swimming around, so this is unbelievable because this water is cold. It's like a cup of ice water. It's just been sitting in the refrigerator all night, so I'm gonna be really gentle, and I'm not even gonna put him in the tank water at first. I'm gonna let him warm up a little bit at room temperature, and then put them in the tank water to warm them up. But hopefully we can rescue these fish. If we do, it would just totally make my day. If not, we're just gonna have to move on. Well, guys, it took about 6 hours to warm these guys up, and it's kind of unbelievable, but it looks like they're alive. These guys spent the night in a refrigerator, and they're still alive, so we'll see how they acclimate. We'll take our time. Hopefully they'll be just okay when we get them in the tank. And we'll see how they do. So here are the fish right after putting them in the tank, and you can definitely tell that they are trying to recover. They're trying to find a nice place to hide and kind of get their bearings on the land. Now, both of the fish kind of split up after this, and they both seem to be slowly trying to get their bearings on things, but they're primarily spending most of their time hiding. I didn't have much chance to actually tell you what these fish are, but these are really, really cool fish. I highly recommend them. They're white-spotted pygmy filefish. They're captive bred from ORA, and they're actually more of a cooler water temperature than most reef fish. Recommended temperatures may be down to 72 degrees Fahrenheit, between 72 and 78 degrees, because they actually come from Japan, a little basically north of Tokyo. And they live in like these seaweed type kelp beds, so they're very cool fish. And if there's any fish that I got that had to get accidentally put in a refrigerator, temperate fish is the one. So now it has been a month, and sadly one of the filefish did die. He didn't make it very long after that experience, so was obviously stressed out, but this fish did well. So good news and bad news. I have one of the fishes, and the ones that survived is actually a really large fish. He's really filled up, and is very curious, a great member of the reef, and he's really fat. Like, for a filefish, he just looks fat. You kind of get calibrated for how like thin fish are supposed to look for a while, and he looks really good. And he basically does a lot of time picking at the rock in the reef, but I've never seen him picking at any coral. I have some small critters in the rock that maybe he likes to get at. Maybe some real small worms in there, and he just keeps himself pretty full. He also loves to eat mysis shrimp. He loves to eat marine cuisine. He'll pretty much attack everything. He'll even attack algae from time to time. So overall, I'm very pleased, very happy with this fish. I think it's a great type of filefish if you're looking for something that may be reef safe. So far, after 1 month, he looks pretty reef safe for me. Doesn't really bother the coral. See, right there? Could have gone for the rock or the coral, went for the rock. So I'm enjoying him. I think he has tons of personality. I think he would be great even in a smaller tank. And even though the colors of this fish aren't super vibrant, it's really interesting. And the colors do change a little bit. Sometimes at night or in the evenings, he'll actually get very dark, almost like black. And so that's kind of fun to watch. I also like how they swim. So let's do a quick overview of the tank and show you some of the other fish that are in here. I didn't clean the floor for you this time, so this is what it looks when sometimes some detritus builds up on the floor. Of course, this is very easy to take care of with a siphon that I have. My other corals are doing pretty good. The Duncan's doing well. The brain corals are doing great. I feed those every single night, and they really enjoy it. The whole tank is coming together very nicely. I have all of these different nooks and crannies where fish can swim in and out of. This is my pectina coral, which is doing very good. It's nice and juicy, fluffy, I don't know, whatever you like to call LPS. I also added this anemone in here. This is my bubble tip anemone from my Nuvo Fusion tank. I moved him over, and he's been very happy in this tank, nice and plumped up. Hopefully the clownfish will discover him. Right now the clownfish isn't taking any notice of the anemone though. Instead, my clownfish is spending most of his time hanging out here, especially in the evenings, and in the later afternoon he'll kind of go to the top of the surface of the water and just beg for food all day. So that's where he likes to sit. It's a little different, but hopefully he'll discover the joy of anemones. And some coral. Here's a close-up of one of the corals with its polyps out. This one's been growing a lot, but the color hasn't been popping yet, and so I don't know if it just takes time and stability or I should adjust my light. Right now, about that area of the tank, I'm running about 200-250 par. My Duncan is very fluffy, very big, and like I said, getting ready to frag that. And my favorite fish of all time right now is still this purple tang. Just a really good fish. Does bully some of the other fish, so I have to be a little bit careful, but it's a really great fish. I think next time when I introduce fish, maybe I'll put him in the sump for a few days to get him disoriented and then let the other fish settle in. There is also the clam that I've moved in here is doing really well. It's kind of sitting there on the rock. I'm going to try to move him lower so he's a little bit easier to see. And the basilet is really cool. This is the fairy basilet, also known as royal grama. He spends all his time upside down. So I'll leave it at that. Thanks for tuning in for this episode of Puff Daddy Reef. Please like, subscribe, pass that pound button. It'll help me improve my focus. And I'll catch you later on Puff Daddy Reef.